Have you ever stopped to think about what really separates a good meal from an unforgettable dining experience? It's not always just the food, right? A lot of the time, it's the performance. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into. The fine art of tableside service, where the dining room literally becomes a stage.
For all of you students, this is really the heart of what we do. The goal here is to help you truly understand the skills and the mindset behind world-class hospitality. It's all about turning every single guest interaction into a moment they'll never forget. So let's see how it's done.
All right, so what's the real secret to elite service? Well, it all starts with a simple but incredibly powerful idea. Service is theater. It's not just about delivering food, no way. It's about transforming a meal into a full-blown event, bringing all that amazing artistry from the kitchen right into the dining room.
And that idea leads us directly to tableside service. I mean, this is the ultimate expression of the server as a performer. It's a hallmark of the world's most exclusive restaurants for a reason. Why? Because it gives the guest a front row seat to the whole culinary show, making them feel like they're truly part of the magic.
And what's so cool is how all these functions just click together. You see, you're not just serving a plate, you're creating real dining room theater. You're not just taking an order, you're offering a deeply personalized experience. By showing off your skill, you build trust, and you pull the guest right into the process, making the entire experience absolutely unforgettable.
So let's look at a classic example of this performance in action, the ritual of decanting. Now, this is so much more than just pouring wine. It's a delicate ceremony that requires a deep understanding of oenology. That's the science of wine, and absolute precision.
At its simplest, decanting is just pouring wine from its bottle into a decanter. But, and this is a big but, the how is everything. This is a super precise operation, and it communicates a deep respect for both the product in your hands and the guest at your table.
So why do we do it? Well, there are two really big reasons. First, aeration. Pouring the wine into a decanter exposes it to oxygen, which allows all those complex aromas and flavors to kind of open up and develop. The second goal, and this is absolutely crucial for older red wines, is removing sediment. This ensures a perfectly clean, clear glass for the guest. The process itself is a masterclass in control. You place a light source, traditionally a candle, right under the bottle's neck so you can see through the wine. Then it's poured in one slow, steady motion. Now here's the make or break moment, stopping the pour the instant you see sediment reach the neck, leaving it behind. It's like this delicate dance that requires a rock-steady hand and a really keen eye.
But what if we want to take the performance to a whole other level? Well, the next stage of tableside theater is Gueridon service. This is where we bring a mobile cooking station right to the guest.
A Gueridon is basically a mobile cart, and this service is all about preparing or finishing a dish on that cart right there next to the guest. This technique completely blurs the line between the kitchen and the dining room, and it makes the guest feel so much more connected to their meal's creation. And the things you can do with a Gueridon are just remarkable. We're talking carving a beautiful Chateaubriand steak, preparing a classic Caesar salad from scratch, expertly filleting a whole-cooked fish, or even plating the most intricate desserts. But, some dishes take this performance into the stratosphere.
So that brings up the question, doesn't it? What is the most theatrical, the most memorable, the absolute show-stopping example of Gueridon service?
You guessed it, it's the art of the flambé. This, right here, is the absolute pinnacle of Gueridon showmanship. It's a technique that combines high-end cooking with, let's be honest, a little bit of pyrotechnics by carefully igniting spirits right in the pan.
So how does it work? Well, you add a spirit like brandy rum to a very hot pan. It's then carefully ignited, creating this dramatic burst of flame. But here's the thing, it is not just for show. That intense heat actually caramelizes sugars and adds this deep, complex flavor to the sauce. But the number one rule here is safety. It is paramount. A professional has to be 100% aware of their surroundings and in complete control at all times.
Okay, so we have these incredible individual skills, but what happens when you start putting them all together? Well, mastering techniques like decanting and Gueridon service is exactly what transforms a server into a true hospitality craftsman.
Because, this is about so much more than just having a steady hand. It's the ability to perform these complex tasks, to cook, to carve, to serve with total precision, all while you're having a natural, engaging conversation with the guest, explaining the process and making them feel at ease. It is the ultimate multitasking challenge. So let's break down what this mastery really looks like. First, there's precision. When you're flawless, it builds the guest's confidence in the quality. Then you have engagement. By explaining what you're doing, you create a real, personal connection. And finally, a perfect mise en place. That's a French term for having everything perfectly organized on your cart before you begin. That ensures a seamless and totally professional execution.
And the result of all this? It's the creation of a powerful, lasting memory. When it's performed with skill and grace, tableside service makes the guests feel truly special, like they're the absolute center of the culinary universe, even if it's just for a moment.
Ultimately, that right there is the standard of excellence that defines a world-class hospitality professional. It's that perfect combination of technical skill, a genuine passion for the craft, and an unwavering attention to every single detail.
So, as you begin your own journey, it leaves us with a fascinating question to consider. I want you to think beyond just the mechanics and the steps. The real art, the real magic, is in the presence, the story, the passion. The question is, how will you make your service a performance?